friend Bob and Spot. Deion Sanders, well, he's great.
He's great, too?
Especially when he does those dances.
Ah.
At the end of the football game.
Oh, yeah? You like those dances?
Yeah. I want you to catch a ball when... He's crazy.
Relax. Who's your friend over there? Is that your teacher?
What up?
What's
We're
up,
back,
guys?
baby.
What's up?
This episode
What's going
special
on?
because it's 3 disabled guys and a mic.
No, 3 mics. Three mics.
mics.
We got 3 mics.
But because you cut it with the in the mic. But
Yeah, but well,
Technically,
like
yes.
Today's special. Today's special.
we got a good old school friend of mine. I met him years ago. Big hockey fan. Matter of fact, I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys. Take it away, baby.
So my name is Cesar Lucero. I am 38 years old. Just had a
Yeah.
birthday last week.
Happy little birthday.
But yeah, man, living the life,
Living the
like-
life, man.
like you
Surviving.
guys.
Question: do you like to be called Caesar or Cesar?
Both. If
Both?
you're
You don't-
Spanish,
you
you can
don't
call me
remember?
Cesar, and
Okay.
if you're
Alright.
in
It
English,
depends how we read the name, right?
right?
Alright.
Exactly,
There we go.
exactly.
There we go.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, for me, I haven't seen you like we were talking about it like probably
Yeah.
like 6 to 8 years. I think last time I saw you, you came to the office or we did one of your hockey events.
Yeah, and I think that was when I had my organization, the Florida Associated Sports Program organization. And
So right now all our viewers are like, hockey. Wait, hold on. So sled hockey.
Yes, sled hockey.
Sled
Yes,
hockey.
And
yes.
it's not easy sport out here right now, boy.
No, it's crazy. It was so hard. But actually, I started that organization right after college. I was taking a business class, and my business teacher was like, "Hey, we're gonna have a group project. You get to start your own business and stuff like that." So we ended up starting a nonprofit organization as a group project, and then I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is pretty dope. I could start mine on my own and stuff."
Yeah, that is
So,
dope.
After the class, I ended up starting the Florida Associated Sports Program, and I met Daniela through the Spinal Injury Support Group. And
Big shout out to Daniela.
yeah, big shout out to her. And I met Rob, who did sled hockey out in I think it's Fort Myers, and he introduced me more into the sport, and I got it with Daniela, and we just started the first sport down here in South Florida. And because I'm a big hockey fan myself, I was like, this is pretty dope. People
Shout out
that
to the
are-
Panthers.
Yes,
Cavs.
yes.
They're playing New York, and hopefully we go to the Cup
We
again.
got
man.
this,
We
baby.
got this. But
Funny
yeah.
thing though, because I went to try that once. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, one of the hardest things I've ever tried.
Bro, you gotta have like upper body strength because you're actually pulling yourself with the sticks. So the sticks actually have like these pointers on the bottom, so you can actually have grip on the ice.
like
when you're-
spikes.
Yeah,
And the more speed you have, the more agility.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
when
but
I
it-
tried it out, I'm not gonna lie, I felt disabled for like the first hour.
No, it's
That was
crazy.
my first I feel
like
disabled
the whole
because
time.
the sled kept going
Yo,
side
so
to
Daniela
side.
comes to me. She's like, guess what? Because Daniela's also an amputee.
Right.
She's a double amputee, correct?
Yeah.
So she comes to me. She's like, yeah,
It's
use
single,
one of my
single, I
sled
think.
hockey
Single.
things.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just sit down and just. I was like, all right.
No, and they're flying
But
by
it's
you and
not,
I'm over
yeah,
here on
and
the
she's
side,
just like
yeah.
going,
No,
and
it's-
I couldn't keep my balance to save
Bro.
my life.
And the thing is, like, she was such a natural at it too. Like,
Yeah, she came running at me once. I was like, oh God, Jesus. Like she
Yeah, yeah,
stopped
no,
right
it's
there. It's
fresh.
like Jim Carrey in that movie, Show Me a Sign.
no,
You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
And I also remember there was another guy there that was a gold medalist, right? Like he had
Yes,
a gold medal. Or...
Shaw, I believe. I don't remember his first name, but I know his last name is Shaw. He won a couple of gold medals with Team USA, and I'm
that's
telling
big.
you, those boys they're like the
Wild.
Panthers. They remind me. They hit everything they see. I mean, it's amazing how
It's
those
another
athletes-
skill for sure.
So are you thinking about bringing it back?
So, I don't know yet. I know Daniela still got her organization up there. She started, and I think the Florida Panthers help her in that, with the sled hockey up there. So,
Okay.
if I do something eventually, I've always wanted to start wheelchair football down here. So that's always was my
Oh,
goal
that'd be
since I was a
fun.
little kid. Yeah, because
And that one's the soccer one where you hit with the.
No,
like wheelchair.
like
football.
actual
Like you talk about like
okay.
real
Yeah.
NFL
Okay,
football,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yep. So that's something
And-
that I'm probably gonna try to do. Because there's nothing really down here that they
Yeah.
that you
Football-wise
have.
that I know.
There's a lot of people here
Yeah.
with anger. They probably want to hit people like, oh.
I know they have wheelchair basketball. I know that's pretty popular as well.
Yeah, no, I like
Shout
my
out to
fingers.
the Sharks. Shout out to Miami Heat Wheels. I know they're out
And
there.
I think the Sun.
and the Sunrise Suns.
Suns,
That's
yes,
right.
yes,
Yes.
Man, that'd be amazing. You actually should get that. You should get that going. Guys, this is an example of why we need you to go out there
And be supportive.
and be supportive
Yeah.
and show off. Because individuals like Cesar here, he tries to do things, and then people like us, we don't show up, and then these entities don't continue to help out. They don't continue to assist because they see
100%.
what's the purpose.
And that's very true that you say that. Because sled hockey, I don't know if people realize, it's very expensive. So you have to pay for the ice time. And that was one thing that we were struggling with, is trying to get the funds to pay for the ice time for our team to practice and stuff like that.
And equipment.
And the equipment's not cheap either.
And then the
So-
storage for the
And
equipment.
the storage as well. So every little thing costs. So
Everybody
And
thinks
then,
about
and
the
then we
fun.
also need volunteers to help out, hold the
Volunteers.
sled.
Yeah.
Somebody falls. help
Nobody
them
likes
out.
to work for free. Everybody likes to have fun, but nobody likes to do the
Everybody's
hard work.
mom and grandma, everybody's just
Exactly.
helping out. That's the volunteers right there. The
no,
wives.
it's true. It's
Shout out to all the wives. Cesar, I know you're married.
Yes,
sir.
You want to give a little shout
I
out
didn't
to
know that.
wifey?
So congrats, man. How many years? So how many?
It's
How
actually
long?
November 13th of
Okay.
last year. So
Oh,
Nice.
so you
So
like me and my wife. My wife and I got married on the 13th as well. January
Oh,
13th, on the
nice.
Friday the 13th. We both said,
Oh,
you know
okay.
what the hell?
nice,
Let's do
nice.
this.
Congratulations.
We went down
Nice.
to the courthouse and we went to the
Same here.
movies.
Same here. So just
Dude, we
simple.
saw Harry Potter, right? Was that? I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Nerds. It's okay.
Harry Potter's pretty cool. I like him.
I saw all the
I've
movies.
never really kept up with Harry Potter, but
It's confusing, but
you gotta
cool.
you gotta start from the beginning, I think, if you want to keep it going.
yeah, for sure.
Sure.
So, Cesar, you were telling me when we were talking a little
Yeah.
before we started recording, right?
Yeah.
You came at a young age to South Florida.
So yeah, so I'm originally from New Mexico. I was born in New Mexico, but I lived in LA, California, and then when I was about 6 years old, I moved to Florida 2 weeks before Hurricane Andrew hit.
And what nationality are your parents?
My mom's Mexican. My dad was born in the U.S. in California, I believe, and
Nice.
my dad actually, my mom, by writing letters, because in those times we didn't have
Yeah,
social
that's how
it
media,
was.
so they were writing letters back and forth, and then one day he just showed up to Mexico, and he's like, "Will you marry me?" And
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool.
So they ended up getting married. She moved to LA with my dad and stuff, and then from there we ended up moving to Florida because of my medical condition. I have Osteogenesis Imperfecta, which is a brittle bone disease that causes my bones to break very easily.
Right.
So there are 3 different types. There's type 1 where you're able to walk, so you don't have that many fractures a year, and then 2 is the more severe, or the second most severe, and then the third most severe, which is what I have, type 3. So
Got
I've had over 250 fractures throughout my life,
Oh,
and more than 15 surgeries, and
Due to the fractures.
due to the not so much to the fractures. So growing up, my bones wouldn't grow straight. So what they would have to do is they would put steel rods in them to help my bones grow straight. So
Like correct them in a way.
exactly.
Got
So I have steel rods in my body now. I still have them on my hips, my legs, my arm, and my back.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, those surgeries at that age, it's very tough. Being stuck in a bed in a body cast, not being able to do anything, not being
You're
able
a
to.
kid. You want to
It's-
run.
You
and-
want to do a lot
Yeah,
of things. So
that's-
and I couldn't do a lot of the normal stuff that my brother did, but my dad and my mom were so supportive of me, and they never gave me limitations. So they were always like,
Right. And that's so
"You
important.
can go ahead and do
Mhm.
whatever you want. You know, if you get hurt, that's on you." but
Right.
you know your limitations. So
They let you live.
yeah,
That's what I've.
exactly.
So
that's
shout
one
out
of
to
the
mom
things
and
that-
dad,
Yes,
for
moms
sure,
out
man.
there,
For sure.
like any
Boy, you know-
any caretaker that does that
Yeah.
this type of work, and just acts like
Yeah.
we are a regular person. Good looking out.
That's all
Because
I'm
since
talking
I've known you, man, you've always kept a positive attitude. You've always
Yeah.
been,
That's what I was gonna say.
optimistic.
Not only shout out to mom and dad, but shout out to Caesar because
Thank
Yeah.
look at you now. You've come a long way. Yeah, you
And
know
it's
you're at the
crazy.
Panthers games. You're here, so
Yeah.
it's like
You're
yeah, man.
married.
Thank
Look at
you.
you.
I mean, it's crazy because the doctor told my mom, my parents are like, he might not live more than 6 days or a week. So,
And you are now?
It's crazy. I'm 38 now. I think I outlived my doctors. So,
There you go.
Brr, 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 brr.
You better go
Yeah.
tell that dude. You better
Drop the
write
mic.
him. Yeah. Where's that office? Let's go to that office right now.
For
Right.
real, for real.
He
Right.
moved. Where is that?
but you guys are right. The support system I've always had, and my brother too. Growing up, he was always supportive and backing me up, always protecting me in school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How was
And,
that experience? School.
Whew, that's a good one. School, you know how school is. Kids are rough, bullies out there. But you know what? I never really let that get to me because I was just like one of the guys. As soon as they
Okay.
got to know me, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, the
I think
wheelchair's
it's
just a
fear at
wheelchair."
first, right?
Okay.
Not knowing.
And a lot of it is parents don't really educate their kids, and sometimes you need to tell your kids that, hey, just because this person looks different doesn't mean he is different.
Yeah.
Or he might be different, but in a cool, different way.
Not only
Because-
that, I don't think you need to wait for the moment to happen. I think you can start at home telling
Right.
them, not everybody's the same. You have
Education.
different types of individuals. You have people like this. So when they're out and about and they see someone who's missing a limb or someone in a wheelchair, because when someone sees me, it's like this, so E.T. I swear to God, the kids are
You got the
"Mom,
cooties."
Mom, like E.T.
Right?
You know what I mean? So
And then you have podcasts like this, which is one of the reasons we do it to educate.
Which is
Like,
why I love
look
it.
at us in this show.
correct.
We're talking about positivity. We all work. We have wives. We drive. Those kind of things. So
Correct.
it's
Yeah, I mean, we do every normal thing that a normal person can do. I mean, to me, I hate the word normal because nobody's normal. Nobody. in
I
this
know,
world
but
is normal.
you have to. Thank you. Like, sorry, to cut you
Nobody
off. So
is.
today I'm doing a presentation, correct, from work, and I had to say something like that because it was like disability etiquette type of thing.
Right.
So then you go to the word normal. Crap, we are normal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying, but you have to say it for people to actually get it.
Get it.
Yeah.
Because
No,
they
it's
don't
true.
see you as equal. They see you as like, oh my God. And then I was talking about the word disabled and handicapped, what the difference were, and things like that. And people just don't really.
No, and I think a big part of it, like we were saying earlier, is education, educating their kids or educating people in general. And there's a lot of that we can do too and start educating other people, like this platform you guys have. It's
Thank
a
you.
perfect example of what we can do to show the world that, hey, just because we look different on the outside doesn't mean we're that much different from you guys on the inside.
I always say that we want to spend money just like you. We want to have
Right.
fun just like
Yeah,
you. We
if we
want to
Work
do
just
everything.
like you guys do.
We just take a little bit longer. That's all. We take it slow.
Nowadays, a
Slow.
lot
We take it
longer.
slow,
We getting
right?
older. Like, hold up.
Yeah.
Remind me, bro.
I remember. Yeah, I was about to say, bro. I was gonna,
Just to get out of bed 30 minutes.
I'm like 2 minutes older than you, but I'm gonna say when I met you, you didn't have anything, man. Now
Bro,
you're
I
looking
know. I
good.
got the,
Yeah, now he's beating
See
it
that? I
up.
what
see
happens
that.
when you get married?
Yeah, man.
Cesar,
Ooh.
I was gonna ask you. You've done a lot of traveling.
So I haven't done much traveling lately, but that's one of the things that I want to do, especially now that I'm a lot older and I'm working from home, so it's a lot easier for me to do a lot more things and stuff like that. But 2 years ago, I actually got diagnosed with bone cancer. So, but before that, I worked for the school board, and I was a teacher assistant. And it was one of my favorite jobs of all time because I love working with kids.
Right.
And I was an ESOL coordinator. So for those of you that don't know, ESOL is English about other languages. So people that come in from other countries, I was able to help them transition to the
To
school
the English and
environment.
stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a lot of kids that are immigrants that come in and they don't know exactly what they're getting into.
I was one of those.
I mean, imagine
So was
going
I.
to China and trying to learn their language. So
Man, that's such a
it's
great
hard.
job. That is
So,
such a great thing to do.
I got a great opportunity when I was in college. One of the schools was like, well, we'd like you to be a motivational speaker for our graduation. And I was like, sure, why not? And the principal ended up loving my speech, and as soon as there was a job opportunity, he's like, you know, we would like for you to come to our school and help us with our kids, and I think it'd be a great opportunity for you to help our students understand what it is to struggle in life and be able to accomplish your dreams and goals.
Shout out to all those employers out there that give out opportunities to
Sure.
individuals
Big
like
shout
us.
out.
Yeah, open heart. man.
Huge shout out, man. Because like I said, we know how to do the work. We know how to do everything. It's
Yeah.
just we are
A
in
lot
a
of the
chair now
times
situation.
it's you know, and that, like I said, it's education. A lot of people, a lot of work businesses don't educate, have the education to hire people like us. You know, they think just because we're in a wheelchair, we can't do it. And a big shout out to Under Armour. When they opened up a store here at Sawgrass, that was one of the first jobs I ever got. And, you know, the manager was so impressed with my interviews. He's like, you know, we don't know how you're going to do with your wheelchair, but we'd like to give you an opportunity. I was like, well, you know, just let me show you what I can do.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to
And
that
as
guy
soon
for
as-
sure.
Yeah.
As soon
Shout
as
out
I
to
got in
Army
there,
too. Hit us up.
right? I worked there for 3 years, and you know, and I worked in the shoe department. How ironic is that, right?
Yeah.
So I educated a lot of people with shoes and stuff like that. So.
That's awesome.
I like that. I like that. You educated people on that. I like
and,
that.
and
Yeah.
the fact that he was given that chance, like, you know,
Exactly, I was given
because
the
he was able to
opportunity.
show that for 3 years. You know, I'm a good employee. You do what you got.
I think I always say that there are people, individuals like that. For me, I always say that they have special eyes because they
Right.
can see the actual person. They don't see this.
So
You
one
know
of
what
my
I mean?
favorite quotes of all time since I was young is confidence is contagious and so is a lack of confidence. And everybody can recognize that. So if you show the confidence through the world, then they're gonna be like, wow, that guy really like has confidence to do
Right.
something. If he
Damn.
can do it, I can do it.
You-
So
you bring
Vince
that confidence
Lombardi,
in people, yeah.
one of the football coaches for the Green Bay Packers, which is why they call it the Vince Lombardi Trophy, one of the greatest of all times, had that quote. So I live my life through that every day.
That's dope. That is
Say it
dope.
again.
Confidence is contagious, and so is a lack of confidence. And the people can recognize it.
That is completely true, my man.
Shiny. Your aura gotta have
Like,
that confidence.
No, I
No,
told
we
you.
gotta roll in the room like, what's
no,
up?
like I told you last time I did that, I took a page from your book and
Yeah, man.
to that
That's how it goes.
directly to
That's how
that
it
quote.
goes.
It just,
It's
I was the one that said
Roll
the
in
page
and make
for
your
the whole-
presence known.
Hell yeah, right?
So
You
Cesar,
have to,
roll
you have
out.
to.
that is super dope. You know, and I've always wanted to speak about the equipment we use, right?
Right.
So your wheelchair obviously has different features that other people don't have and different needs. I've seen chairs that people stand on to be able to be bar level.
Bro, it's
with other
amazing how
people.
technology is advanced because when I first got my first power chair, it was nowhere compared to this one. So
Oh, I could imagine
Um,
technology.
Now
man.
they got chairs that climb stairs and
all
that
kinds of
shit.
stuff.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
I wouldn't be surprised if in like the next 10 years they have hoverboards for us.
Yeah, something.
I mean, that'd be pretty sick.
I don't mind.
Funny thing, yo, my nephew.
Put me on the drone,
My
baby.
nephew got. This is gonna sound hilarious. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. My nephew got my prosthetic leg out of the bedroom, out of my mom's bedroom, and he's like, "Tio, just put it on." But I lost so much weight that now I can't.
No, it's big
And now he wants me to go and try
to use it.
for me to get one.
Oh, it's
A newer version. So it's
yeah, he
probably
wants me to
different
get something new.
technology.
It's been years. I want to say it's been about probably a good, right now, 5, 6 or 7 years around
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
6 or 7 years. So I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hit up my good friend Liz.
Yes.
Um,
we got a great event coming up.
Yes, June 7th,
7, 8, 9.
8, 9. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at Empower Festival at the
It's
gonna be at the
Hollywood
Diplomat,
Beach.
correct?
Hollywood Beach at the Diplomat Hotel.
Oh,
So this
I
is
love Hollywood Beach.
Yeah, Hanger Clinic, and they're gonna have a little 5K that you can sign up to. I know you go to empowerfest.org or .com. We'll put it on this
Put the
episode and things
information.
like that.
No,
Check
and
it out,
if you pay $50 per person, you can. There's a bunch of activities, including
And some meals
scuba
included.
diving, meals, like water skiing, like 5K.
Is there any
Excuse me,
sports,
it's a bunch of things
Cesar,
included
that
on those
you've
$50.
been interested in besides hockey?
So yeah, great question. So I'm gonna talk a little bit into that. I've always been a big football fan. Football was actually my number one.
Number one thing.
Back in the '90s, watching the Dallas Cowboys. I know people are gonna rag on me. They haven't won
the
anything
Cowboy
since
jokes.
the '90s, but at least I got to see a Super Bowl. So don't talk to me, Dolphin fans.
That's dope. That's dope. Ah,
But
you're
no,
about to get canceled already.
it's all good. We haven't done anything in the
Or
last 30
something
years.
fall off from the ceiling.
Beep.
But no, actually, I was a big Cowboy fan, watching Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irving, Deion Sanders was
Dope
one of my
players, for
favorites.
sure.
You know, the way he was just such a baller, man, and he
Deion
had so much
Sanders,
fun on
man.
the field.
Showtime.
Prime time, right?
Prime time. Look at me,
So you
Showtime.
I
don't even know.
To start like a football, like
So,
a non-profit.
Actually, and I was 9 years old, and I wrote a letter to Troy Aikman and a few other players. And Troy Aikman was one of the very few people that sent me a whole bunch of stuff back and autograph
That's
stuff. So since he sent me that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay loyal to him and the team. And ever since I've been loyal to the team and stuff.
And that's how it goes.
And that's how
A little love,
and-
man,
yeah,
will get you,
Right?
you know, hooked for
You will
life.
inspire the.
Hey.
You know, my brother-in-law said to me the other day, he's like, people's success inspires me.
For sure.
And
yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Like, think about that. Like, how many people would tell you, I'm inspired by your success?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
That's how
Without
it should
knowing
be
it,
out
because
there.
you have success. You know what I
especially
mean?
nowadays, because I see like there's more of me, I instead of we. You
Yeah,
know,
let's
And I
win
think
together.
Being in a team atmosphere, and this goes back to when I was in high school. I met a teacher whose name is Heimel Greenfield. Shout out to you, Heimel.
Shout out.
He was one of my mentors in high school because when I ended up going to high school, I went to Western High School, and
Okay.
they only had 10th or 11th and 12th grade at the main campus, and they had a separate campus for 9th and 10th graders. But I wasn't able to go because it wasn't handicap accessible. So I had to go to the main campus.
So hold on, which part wasn't handicap accessible?
The,
Disabled,
the
guys.
9th grade,
Let's,
9th and 10th grade.
Like,
Disabled,
handicap
yes.
is the old.
So they didn't have
is
any
the
of the
old
ramps or
word,
any of the
disabled.
portables and stuff, and they didn't have any overhang. So if it rained, I would be
Oh,
screwed.
you'd be soaked.
So,
Yeah.
so they're like, we're gonna send you to the regular school, the main campus, and we'll just make sure you take those 11th and 12th grade classes. And then once you get in 11th and 12th, you take the 9th grade classes.
So you're
Yeah,
basically
so they were able to
separated.
accommodate you. They were able to like, okay,
Yeah,
let's work
but,
with you.
Yes, but then you're separated from your friends.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's
So
not
that was
cool,
that
you
was
know?
one of the biggest issues. Is all my friends were in one area,
In one
so I had
area.
to meet new friends, and I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. I started skipping classes. I started doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to. I was failing school. I was like, you know what? This isn't for me. I
Right.
think I'm gonna drop out. And then I met Heimel, who was my teacher. We called him Mr. Greenfield, and he pulled me aside and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I see you're smart. You got a brain. I see the grades you had in the middle school and the elementary school. What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm gonna put you in my class, and you're gonna start turning your grades around." And ever since that moment, he helped me get through the tough times that first year because I was hanging out with the wrong crowd,
Wow.
and I was trying to be like them, trying to fit in.
Right.
But sometimes that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So he really
He got you through it.
he got me through it, and he got me to see, like, you know what, he's right. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
And
A nice wake up call for sure.
for
Shout
sure.
out to those good teachers, man, that
Yeah,
take
man.
the time
Yeah,
to
and
Teachers that really
to go
are
to the
involved.
students. Yeah,
And it's hard, man. Being
It
a
is.
teacher must not be
Nowadays
easy. So.
and back in the days too, like
Yeah,
to
always.
take the interest on you, like a person
Yeah.
with disability. That back in the days, like
Whatever, yeah.
they
Well,
just
He was another reason why I decided to go to the education field too. Because he inspired me to help other people, and I was like, man, if he can do it, maybe I can help other people get
No,
into
for sure.
their careers. But one day we were in class, and his class, and we were just talking. He was about our goals and stuff, and he's like, "What do you want to do?" I was like, I really want to coach football. That's like my all-time dream. He's like, "Well, why don't you coach the football team here?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't think I can do it." He's like, "Don't ever say you can't."
Right.
Picked up the phone. He called the coach. He's like, "I have a guy over here. He's in a wheelchair, but he's pretty smart. He knows his football. Do you think he can help out around the team?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" Practices start at 6 in the morning. The summer, June. So
That's
this
dope.
was towards the end of the school, and it's crazy because I was like, "Oh crap, I gotta make a good impression."
Yeah, now
Definitely.
you're
Now
you're on stage,
Now
baby.
I
you're
opened
really
up my
gonna be-
mouth.
Time
Now,
to
now I gotta.
shine.
It's like,
Uh-huh.
so
time to shine, prime time. That's what he went.
So I remember, man, I was nervous that first week before practice. I was like, man, I can't wait. And I ended up showing like 30 minutes before. The gates weren't open. The security guard comes. He's like, "What are you doing here? There's no school. It's summer." I'm like, "I know. I'm here for football practice." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Practice doesn't start in like a half hour." So I was like, "It's okay. I'll wait."
Yeah.
So I was there at like 5:30 in the morning waiting.
Dedicated.
Yeah,
5
Dedicated.
minutes early, 5 minutes late.
The coaches, they walk in, they're like, "What are you doing here?" I was like,
Making impressions from the jump.
"You said practice starts today, right?" "Yeah, but not for another half hour." I'm like, "It's all right. I'm early.
Wait around,
Early
yeah.
bird
That's
gets
how-
a worm, right?"
That's
Warm
how
it
we
up.
the rollers do.
Yeah.
Warm it up.
So,
that's
yeah,
dope,
I made
man.
a good first impression, and ever since that, I ended up coaching 3 years of high school football. One of the best times of my life. If you ever been involved in a sports team, a youth sports team or anything, you know how it is to be with your friends and just
Yeah.
being
Enjoy that
involved in
time
that
and all that.
sports atmosphere. It was one of the best moments of my life. So I ended up coaching quarterbacks, offensive line, whatever they had me do, I did it to the full.
That's
Okay.
awesome,
Max and
man.
stuff. So.
And now what are we into now?
So now, so I had cancer 2 years ago, like I said. So,
You were talking about the last 2 birthdays, right? You
yeah.
spent in the
So
hospital.
prior to this year, I wasn't able to celebrate my birthday. I was in the hospital. 2 years ago, I started getting some pain in my hip, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this doesn't feel normal."
Yep.
So I ended up getting a CAT scan, and they found out that I had a tumor in my knee, and I was like, "Damn." So they went in and they removed part of it. So that was the first major surgery, and that was 2 years ago in May. Then last year they had to do it again, but there ended up being complications where when I was on anesthesia, I ended up having cardiac arrest and I died for 5 minutes.
I think you posted something
yeah.
like that on Facebook or Instagram or something
Yes.
like that, if I remember.
Luckily, I was in the hospital, so they were able to resuscitate me. I was in a coma for 2 weeks, or an induced coma. They put me in a tube. I had a tube down my throat. So that was.
And this
very
is due to
difficult.
the anesthesia.
This was to the anesthesia. So from what I remember, they told me is, I guess I started regurgitating, and the pube got stuck in between my heart and lungs. So that ended up stopping my heart. So, if you ever do get surgery, make sure don't eat the next day or the day before. I mean, I've always had surgeries. I never had any issues, but the older you get, I think your body just
Change.
Yeah, not
Yes,
heavy
it's
meals.
different.
You can't
Yeah.
stuff. You can't stuff
and
yourself.
my mistake is I ate chicken wings. So
Oh,
the night
Caesar
before-
was out there just partying it up. He said, "Hold
Where'd
up,
you
baby.
go? Where you go? So I don't
Let
go
me
there
get
no
them
more.
24.
I don't want to go there no more. That
What,
place.
lemon pepper, baby.
Let's not
Lemon
talk about
pepper."
it. Ooh. Those are the good ones
telling
too.
you. But you live and you learn. But yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. So luckily, I had my friends and family support me, and were there every step of the way. Shout out to my friends Cameron, Shauna, Kelly, Allen. I mean, all you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being there for me. My friend Harry. Everybody was always there. My
support is important.
my brother's godfather,
They're very
Callum.
important support, guys. Very important.
Just they were there to help my mom because my mom doesn't drive, so they were always taking her to the hospital, bringing her home.
Right.
And
And those friends don't understand. They're like angels to us.
they are. They
At
really
at
are.
our lowest moments when we need them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we don't ever need them.
No, it's true.
But it's those extra moments that give me a hand, and that it means so much to
It's
us.
a different type of need and love.
Yeah.
It's
It's
completely
deep. It's
different.
deep. Yeah, it's deep.
It's not a family need,
Yeah,
a
hey,
family
come
love.
pick me up. Let me go
No,
get gas.
and
Yeah,
it's
it's
all,
something
it
different.
really is on how you surround yourself, because whether it's good or bad, if you surround yourself with bad people, you're obviously going to get into trouble and get into stuff that you're not supposed to.
And when it comes to that, you really see people's colors.
That's true.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna really do this? Who doesn't do that? And we all go through it.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
and that's part of life. You grow up, you live, and you learn, but you got to be able to learn from your mistakes too. I think that's why we're here. We're here to make mistakes.
It's funny though, because I talk to my nephew all the time, and and he comes to me, and I love my nephews. I got 3 boys and 1 little girl, Tarzan. My
Aw.
God, she's the devil. No,
I
no,
love
no.
You got
So
triplets, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
he's 15, so I try to tell him, when I was your age, I used to do A, B, C, or D. I'm not telling you not to do it, but when I did it, this happened. So if you go this route, this could happen.
Right.
But again, how do you learn if you don't get, that fire's
we all
gonna
have
get
to
you
learn,
burned if you
for
don't
sure.
touch it?
That's true.
I don't want to say I don't want him to get in trouble. Of course not, Jackie Chan. But I just, at the same time, I want him to learn. Like,
Yeah, no, we all have to learn for sure. And Cesar, with what Jeffrey's saying, you did your driving permit.
I did it in high school, so it's crazy because they used to teach you how to drive in high school, and I was like, one of my friends was he got his license and he got his car. I was like, damn, he's already got his license. I'm almost 18 and almost a senior here, and I still haven't got my license. And I was like, wait a minute, they have driving school here. Let me see if they can accommodate me. And by law, they're supposed to accommodate you.
Right.
So I didn't know that. So I ended up taking my driver's test or my learner's permit in high school. And but I haven't got my license yet because every time I feel like I'm going to do it, a life event happens. So
Something pops up.
like 2 years ago I was supposed to get it, and the cancer happens.
Yeah.
And then but before that, the pandemic happened. So they were going to come to my house, teach me how to drive, and then all of a sudden everything closes down. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you gotta be kidding me.
So now I know Memorial Hospital has a driving school program. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And do you have the vehicle?
So I got approved by Voc Rehab. Everything is finally approved. It's been approved
Voc
for 5
Rehab.
years. Voc Rehab is amazing. You just got to be on top of them, though.
Shout out to Matthew.
But
Matthew,
yeah,
come on.
but it's been approved and everything. We're just waiting for them to come set up a driver to come to my house so they can just start teaching me how to drive again.
Awesome.
And then,
That's awesome. You're gonna like it, man.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
definitely.
the freedom, the
The
ability.
that's
the
what I was
freedom,
going to
that's
touch
like-
on. The freedom, just that thing
You
that
open
you
your
can just sit
sunroof.
and go anywhere you want to go,
Right.
when you want to go.
Put your Led Zeppelin on
Ooh.
and just hit cruise
Let your hair
control.
grow.
Right.
Let your
There you
hair
go. Yeah,
grow.
man.
Look out the window.
It's dope.
No, it's for sure. I mean, being able to go to hockey games whenever I want to, not having to call my friends, hey, can you come pick me up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending
No,
on people.
Yeah, exactly. And I never liked to depend on people. I was always one to always do things myself. I take the public transportation myself. So going to work, for those of you that say you can't do it, don't say that.
Right.
I took 3 buses to get to work. I used to wake up at 4:30 every morning, get ready, take the city bus, take 3 city buses from all the way from Davie all the way to Fort Lauderdale to go to work. 3 buses, 3 hours to get to work, and then on the way back home. And then I also had 2 jobs. So then from that job, I went to
Your second job.
my second job in the mall.
I remember.
So then I would work
You used
from
to
like
bring
6 in the
the
morning
pay stubs.
all the way to midnight. So sometimes, so yeah.
No, and good thing you say that, because we have to also educate that only because we're disabled, we shouldn't depend on a disability check. That thing does not go anywhere.
No, and which is why I'm truly blessed and fortunate to have the job that I have now. I'm currently working from home. I work for Chewy. It's a great company. So if you have any pets or anything like that, it's a great company to work for. They accommodate you with everything. You get to work from home,
I've heard.
and it's probably one of the best companies that I've worked for, hands down.
I gotta look
Congrats,
into Chewy.
congrats.
We have a nice dog at home. We want to
Congrats,
shower
great.
her, groom her, and all that. So
Okay,
we gotta hit
okay.
up Chewy, man.
Hey, it's free. It's free delivery for $49 or more. Or so it gets dropped off at your house. You don't have
Nice.
to go out and stuff. Especially
Okay.
for people like us, who can't pick up big heavy stacks of dog food. So
we gotta
I
get
know.
we gotta get Chewy to be sponsors of our show.
for sure,
Imagine that, Chewy.
Yeah.
Told me I got 3 dogs.
I'll see what I can do to
Huge
talk.
lions.
No, and then the need of people with disabilities when it comes to pets.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Even that.
Especially
just,
service dogs.
service dogs.
No,
and
but
all that.
not that. The opportunity of providing employment.
That was
Yeah,
Employment
huge.
opportunities.
great point, because as we all know, those who are living off of disability, very fortunate that they have that program. But you can't live off of that.
You
can't.
can't.
live off of that. You got bills to pay.
Not with today's cost
Not
of
with
living.
the way the economy is right now. So, and I was one that always loved to work for myself or my life.
I think a lot of us do, and a lot of us don't because we're scared to lose that.
No,
Right.
but here's the thing, and I want everybody to pay attention, and I might be wrong. So I've learned throughout the years. If you don't work, you do not get your credits, your work credits, and you need 40 credits to retire. Go on ssa.gov and look at what the requirements are when it comes to retirement and how many credits can you get every year. And how do you get those credits, and what do you have to do to get those credits? Because if you do not work, by the time you retire, you're probably going to have 3 cents in the bank. How the economy is going on, how we're moving, everything is going up. So if you look at now, we get sometimes at work teachers that we have teachers back in the day with a $700 paycheck a month, and they come to you after they're retired trying to go back to work.
Yep.
Right.
How sad is that?
Yeah, no, it's education for sure.
You gotta
It's
You
about
have to be
knowing how it all
informed,
works,
Of
and
course.
my wife and I were just talking to our kids about preparing early.
Never
Because
too early.
time goes by
Never too
fast.
early.
Now you're 60 something, 70 something. Now you need help, and it's like, what
You
do I do?
never
I'm
know
38, and the stuff that I know now, I wish I knew when I was like
Oh, of
21.
course.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd be a millionaire right now.
Man, I'd be pimping,
Oh.
dude.
Right?
Like, I'd be like set for
It'll be in
real.
another level.
For-
Of
for real.
course,
But
just
yeah,
with,
you know.
just with patience. I don't care about. Well, I do care about money, but money gives you opportunities. Doesn't
Right.
buy you
Very
love.
true.
Doesn't buy you. It just gives you opportunities for you to be able to move from point A to point B without any obstacles in your way. Because at the end of the day, you need that love. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But just be comfortable.
Right.
I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah, and I think a lot of people, with disabilities, they don't think that they can have families and stuff like that. What I tell you this is, don't ever cut yourself short. Always think above and beyond, and always follow your dreams and your goals. And
I agree with you on
nothing
that
is
one.
impossible. And if you want to work, you can work. One of my good friends, Huguito, DJ Huguito.
Shout out
Oh
to
yeah,
Ulito.
Ulito.
We
Shout
gotta
out
get
to
him
you,
in
bro.
here.
Yeah,
We need
Yeah,
some
we
music
do.
definitely gotta
again
get
one
him in
day.
here. But he DJs out in the clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He
he
he's
gets down.
pursuing his dream. And And he started off by watching Ultra and all the EDM music and all that. And look at him now. He's enjoying his life, and
that's what it's all
living
about.
his dream.
And yes, it's an amazing thing, but let's keep it real. It's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing.
It's what everybody
That's
does.
what he
Just Julito just has a disability, but it's just okay.
It is. It is.
You know, it's nothing special out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? It is special in a sense, but it's not in the other sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
No, for
catch
sure.
22. Type.
And Cesar, I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
I know you're married. Before you got married to your wife and you were out dating,
Yeah.
do you feel like it was
Of
you had to
course.
do more work, or do you feel like
It's always been hard, obviously. But I think it all depends on how you perceive yourself
right?
to the world. If you have the confidence presenting yourself to a woman or a man, depending on your gender, just be yourself.
Right.
I
The
agree.
rest of it will
I
just
agree.
fall in
Will
place.
fall into
I agree.
place.
And it takes two for it to work: communication and just enjoying yourself. You gotta make sure you marry your best friend, but definitely be yourself and enjoy yourself. I mean, don't think about the negative effects that it might have, because that's just gonna intimidate you not to pursue it.
Yeah,
know?
you get in your head and then you back up,
Right.
and then you just ruin the moment.
Right,
the
and I think
opportunity.
a lot of the times, like, people look at the image rather than seeing what's inside.
The valley.
So I think if more people that are disabled would be more aware of going out there and introducing themselves, because sometimes you can sit there and put yourself on an app and then people look at it and they're just gonna slide by.
Yeah.
But if you show yourself, maybe making videos and presenting yourself, talking to people,
Send us a message, send us videos.
Talking
We
to
can
people
post that for
normally.
you. We can
Don't-
get together.
We
can
hook y'all
do-
up.
just
Yes.
just talking just like you would to your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it too.
Definitely.
We're
There's a
gonna
lot
we're
of
gonna
what-
have a love connection episode.
No, but there's a lot of us out there who have disabilities and don't want to go out, because I was one of those at one point,
Right.
and don't want to go out because of the way that I look. People are gonna look at me, blah blah. I'm still working through that, but just take a page from this guy's books. I'm telling you, it would
These guys are
definitely
to
work.
admire. for.
Confidence.
It would definitely work, like what he said. You are your thoughts, and if you think negative things are gonna happen to
And
you. So
there's-
great big ups for
There's
you,
gonna
man.
there's gonna be negative people out there. There's always bad people in this world, but you just gotta tune those bad things and bad thoughts away, and just think of the positive, and it'll definitely show up on the end.
No, for sure. And Cesar, man, listen, I chased you around. Thank you.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
Listen, I know
This
you
is the
for
most
years,
famous
and
guy in the world. Let me tell
I
you,
don't know about
this
that.
guy
Must
is
be working for the
admirable.
Panthers.
Nah, I don't know about that,
Admirable.
but yeah, no, shout out to you guys. You guys are doing an incredible job, and love the podcast.
Thank you for the
Definitely,
opportunity,
Appreciate it,
sir.
man.
Thank
For
you,
sure,
thank
we're
you.
trying to
continue
grow and go
showing
different
the world,
places.
yeah, that this is not just a disability community. We're just as normal as you and I.
Definitely. And are we gonna see any football teams and
Wow,
any
we'll
football
see,
coaching,
we'll see,
like
we'll
kids
see.
with disabilities?
I was
coaching?
actually this past year I was coaching my goddaughter's flag football team, and
Okay.
that actually brought back memories, man.
Well, if you decide to do that again, let us know. We can probably go out there and give like a little interview for you there, and
Yeah.
and show the audience that
the
they're,
world.
show
Right?
you and
No, you're always welcome to our podcast, man. Anytime
Oh,
you
you're a
for
great
sure,
friend.
bro.
put things together,
Thank
you
you.
want to announce it, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah,
And
man,
is there
thank
any
you, that's
message
dope.
that you want to give the people out there before we go?
Just continue being you, be yourselves, and if you see somebody in a wheelchair, don't be afraid to walk up to them and say, "Hey, what's up?" They're just as normal as you and I. So
I get hugs sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird, but
there we go.
it's cool. We
Depending
accept
on-
the love.
yeah.
Just don't pickpocket me.
No,
that ain't cool.
No,
That ain't cool.
No, that
You
not.
know.
We're a lot faster than
And
you
don't be
think.
putting your armpits on my shirt either.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you get
So,
weird stuff. But
see-
Cesar, man, thank you so much.
No
Thank you,
problem. Thank you
very
guys for
much,
having
man.
me, and hopefully we'll get you guys out to a hockey game.
Oh,
this
we're
year,
gonna
too.
do it for sure.
Good. That sounds like a
Anytime.
great idea. Yes, sir.
We'll be
Go
out there for
Panthers.
sure. Panthers, Cesar, episode 9.